Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're going to do the other side of the coin. Previously, we talked about all the good things about Digimon and why it's better than Pokemon. However, some people in the previous comments couldn't believe that it was subjective. It's hard to believe, but you can love whatever series you want. Digimon, Pokemon, Yokai Watch. But as soon as you start saying things like this, you're not here for the game. But anyways, I'm not here to bash anyone and their preferences. But today I'm going to give you the facts as to why Pokemon is better than Digimon. Now, before we get started, consider subscribing to the channel if you like these videos, and let me know what you think about the video in the comments down below. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. I'm sure that we can all agree that when it comes to money and popularity, that Pokemon is it. Since the series started 2 years before Digimon, Pokemon always had a step forward. But that always meant that Digimon had to do a little bit more work to be better than Pokemon. And did Digimon actually do that? Of course not. Digimon was just fumbling the bag. It's like whenever it's time to get to work, Game Freak walks into their office and they have the best setup ever. I mean, honestly, it probably looks like this. Isn't that lit? But guess what Bandai's headquarters looks like? Now, all jokes aside, I am one of the few people in this world left that still cares about Digimon. But man, it's almost like having a kid that continues to fail his classes. One day after class, he brings home a solid C. You're disappointed, but you still love him. But after you tell him to bring his grades up, he comes back later with an F. That's just how Digimon is as a whole. You give them chance again, and they continue to fumble. But instead of just bagging on the series, it's probably better to talk about what Pokemon is doing correctly compared to what Digimon's not. The first culprit we can look at are the video games, specifically the main game. Now, of course, to any regular person in this world, you're going to realize what's a main game and what's not. Well, at least you would if you've played Pokemon games before. Games such as Diamond and Pearl, Sun and Moon, Ruby and Sapphire, these are all main games. The problem is Digimon's main games aren't as clear. If you were to ask the Digimon community what their main games are, they would probably say the Digimon World games. Things such as Cyber Sleuth and Hacker's Memory are a very close second, but some games such as Digimon Survive are just light novels, and plus they're garbage anyways. When it comes to the main games, the Pokemon and Digimon games are very similar. Pokemon's whole memo is gotta catch them all. It doesn't matter if that Pokemon wants to fight with you or not. No matter how that Pokemon feels, you will continue to catch them for your own goals and ambitions. Once you finish with them, just throw them in a box. Maybe you can breed them later. It's honestly quite cruel, but that's just the game you play. Digimon used to do a different formula where you have one Digimon as your main partner. Matter of fact, that was the whole purpose of the show. The main character Tai had one lifelong partner, which was Agumon. The difference between them compared to Ash and Pikachu is Ash can get other Pokemon. You could argue that some other Pokemon that Ash had, such as Greninja, had a better bond. Of course, Pikachu stayed with Ash for years and traveled across the world with him, but I don't see no Ash Pikachu form. Some of these Pokemon probably cared for Ash just as much as Pikachu did. So technically speaking, you could say Digimon was quite different in that aspect, but it didn't matter because they just threw that aspect out of the window when it came to the games. Majority of Digimon games play the same way as Pokemon. You capture as many beasts as you can and you make them fight. So there's not much of a difference there on how they play. That is, except for Digimon World 4. I'm sure nobody in this world understands what Bandai was trying to do with this game. Digimon World 4 would be fine as a spin-off, but after your other 3 main games, if you ever play this game, it's just stinky. Regardless, overall Digimon games are just doing worse and doing the same formula as Pokemon games. There's sort of a steep learning curve to understanding how Digimon actually works. There's a cycle of advantages for Digimon such as vaccine, data, and virus. But nobody cares about that. I'm just gonna pick the Digimon that looks cool to me. It's much more different compared to Pokemon when I'm gonna go get a water type because I need to use Surf. While Pokemon may come off very simple in that aspect, it at least works. Nobody really cares about Digimon's typings, and if you do, you're either a hard player or you're lying. Now, this does exist in every Digimon game, so no matter what they do, it doesn't seem like this is going to change. Before in the previous video, I did mention that Digimon gets darker in their storytelling, but there's a good side and a bad side to this. Of course, anyone that wants a better story is going to pick Digimon because you want to feel like an adult. But guess what? They don't market this game for adults. Plenty of people talk about how Pokemon is specifically aimed for kids and they're not growing the series. But the funny thing is, Game Freak doesn't care. Game Freak will continue to aim for kids because that's who their target audience is going to be, and that's who's always going to be around for the franchise. But Digimon continues to make very dark stories, but as soon as they make a dark story, we forget about it. Even if they shake up the story with something such as Digimon Frontiers, people still don't watch it. It was a nice idea having kids become Digimon, but eventually when you're watching it, you just forget about it and they just seem like Digimon. A bigger issue with Digimon is the original personality. I'm not just talking about the series name because that's the easiest thing to pick on. What I'm talking about is, if I showed you the Pokemon Raichu, you could figure out who his pre-evolutions are. This is a linear flow that goes from Pichu, Pikachu to Raichu. But that's not the same in Digimon. If I showed you Tyrannomon, could you tell me his pre-evolutions? Time's up. Maybe you got one of them, which I applaud you for, but the other two make no sense at all. The most likely option you picked is Agumon, because he can split into multiple champion level Digimon. The next option is Black Agumon. I'm not gonna get into the big rant about why there's different Digimon that is considered Black Digimon. Just know that there's Black Digimon. But the last and most unreasonable option here is Chumon. I'm sorry, but how does this turn into this? The big issue with Digimon is there's all kinds of connections like this. While you can go up and down the evolution string, you can start from an Agumon, go all the way up to Mega, and then come back to another Digimon. It's honestly just a bad evolution tree to do something like this. Alas, you get the point. Digimon has many issues ingrained into their DNA. Get it? DNA? Digimon? But hey, let me know in the comments which series you prefer more, Digimon or Pokemon. Since we did both sides, I want to know what you guys think because you sure did let me know in the last video. Finally, if you missed the video why Digimon's better than Pokemon, check it out over here. And with that, thank y'all for watching. Really appreciate it. Kisses, love, mwah. Valentine's Day is coming up, so get ready. Y'all have a good one. See you in the next video. Take care. Peace.